You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
Through trials and tribulations. Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. Your spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
Beautiful good evening here from my end in Central Europe. The time is half past, almost 32 minutes past 9 o'clock, and we want to apologize to our viewers who always expect us to be on time at 9 o'clock Central European time, but we had some technical arrangements to make, and that's why we are coming on a little bit late, but it's better late than never. So let me say welcome to my colleagues, Paul the Lord Chiruple and Mr. Maurice Dolly, both from England. Welcome this evening, gentlemen, and how do you feel? What are you doing? How are you? How is the weather?
Well, good evening, Linflo, and good evening, Padole. Guys, I'm doing extremely well, and I just want to say thank God to be among the living, and it's good to be in paradise. I know that the weather is we're in the winter weather, so if you can see people with their choke, just tell you how cool it is. So yeah, apart from that, doing great. How you guys doing?
Well, I'm all right. Glad to be in the midst of my two brothers today, Porch Lovelace and Feline Falkwood. Glad to be with you guys, and I'm so delighted to be here. In my end, it's really, really cool, to be honest. And we are in the winter, so basically, we should be expecting that. I don't know whether we have snow, but right now there's no snow in my end. But the cold is not something to play with. So, cold is not no one friend. So, we will get cracking tonight, and all our stories, we say how we see it. We're not here to sugarcoat. We're not pre-sinking anybody. We make sure that we talk what is really, really unfolding on our people. So, we're glad. I'm so glad, and we are glad that I hope whatever we say here, people will have some sense of reasoning to listen to our comments and in a proportion. Have a lovely night.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. And you talk about the cold. We are lucky. We have a bunch of snow out here, but apparently the world is changing. The global warming is real. We got a bunch of snow that just empty here. It follow the whole place, but it's not cool. But normally we have cold between Christmas and or around the Christmas season, pushing up to New Year. So we can't still say it's not cool, but because it takes me 2 minutes and then the whole play will change. But other than that, everything else is good. And tonight we'll be bringing you good information. Uh, uh, we'll start from the international front if Paul has anything for us, and then we'll come to the local front. But major stories making news on the local front, like Senate staffers are threatening now to sue their bosses. So the law that the senators make is going to be testing them to see how strong that law is. So we're hoping that the staffers will be able to take their bosses to court. And it's on a slippery slope they undo. It's like you're wearing roller skate on ice already. So that's one of the stories we'll be looking at. And we will also be looking at the Bucky Raw case. A lot of people, I mean, not much we'll have to say about it, but it seems as though that the government is being selective, as the newspapers say, that Bucky Raw was not caught with a huge quantity at all. If he was allegedly caught with drugs, it was not huge quantity that he was selling to affect other people. He went and told the people on camera that what he had was for personal consumption, and if it's that what they were taking for, well, We can't be the judge. We only give our views on the issue. And Paul, is there anything else that we'll be looking at?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Linford. And I want to say good evening to our audience, too. We'll be looking at what is happening in Europe because we want to focus our attention on the landscape tonight about the youth team, the way Trump is pushing for the peace plan, but Europe seems to be the blockade. So we'll be looking at that. And then in the end, after we transition to Liberia, we'll be looking at the arrest agenda. 2 years is gone. January, we're going to start in the third year of the Unity Party-led government. So to our viewers, we want to know the arrest agenda that it came up with. Is it making any impact or is just any light coming out of this arrest agenda to say, yeah, Liberia is heading this way? We'll be looking at that as well. So those are the things that are on the table, my dear brother.
Okay, thank you so much, Paul. And for those of you joining us, if you joining us the first time, this is the Bottomline Liberia discussions. The three of us you see here, we are not the only host on this program. We got two other people who are not with us tonight. A lot of engagements. You know, Christmas is coming and people got to be a little bit busy. So Francis Mensah is not here tonight, as well as Ichima Kamara. He's also not here, but hopefully he will be back. And guys, you heard the topic that we'll be discussing. So if you joining us from Liberia via Jala TV, we ask that you please help us to share the show. All you need to do, just click on the show and then start sharing it to your friends. Invite your friends. And then the people will join. So let's discuss this thing. And like we usually say on this show, whatever opinions that we give is our personal opinion, the way we look at the things. Some of these stories you have read it already, you mastered it, but we are giving our own opinion. Okay, like if I hold this little ball, my children own it, but and I know it well. But if I show it to the three of us here to describe it, everybody will give different description, and sometimes it will appear as though I've never seen this ball before because everybody is looking at it from different perspectives. So tonight we'll be discussing the issue. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll play our national anthem, Ta Kunje. This is one Liberian musician that that I really love. I don't love him because he has done anything good for me or for the country. But the song he made, it tells us exactly how the governmental and governing system of our country is. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be back. Then we'll go directly into our show.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. Betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. No one to trust, my people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are heroes? Where are the God that they say they could afford? But they too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. They lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them for us. We tired with their promises that left us to all our damages. We tired with that speech they preach in D and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why does you lie? Why does you steal? Why does you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottomline Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, maybe the time may have changed depending on where you are, but in Europe we do change the time according to the season. When it's winter, because of the long darkness, they change the time 1 hour behind, so that we'll gain more light. And then in the summer, we'll do the same thing. We'll go back to regulate. So that's why if you hear like 6 o'clock Liberian time, maybe it's 7 o'clock Liberian time at certain point. So I just want to make a correction. If it's joining up by way of Jala TV in Liberia, please help us to share the show. And if you're following each of us personal pages, help us to share the show as well. We want to welcome a couple of people here that we see. We see Chandela Brown play, or Nikki Campbell, also American Indian Kid, and J. Edwin Saki. Want to say welcome to all of you. You can leave your comments. The only thing we do with respect. On this show, we don't insult people, but we can discuss the issue the hardest way. We never insult people. We don't do that. And please don't insult us, because we not insult you. And do not insult anybody on this show, whether the person is in the audience or the person, a government official or whoever. You can register your dissatisfaction in different way, respectfully, but not to insult. Please, we are asking you not to do that. Okay, so guys, we'll go directly into our discussions tonight. Paul the Lord Chirople is the international man, the man behind the international desk. What's going on in Ukraine? Is the war over? What's happening? Donald Trump has been brokering peace, and all the time over 4, 5, 6 months now. What's going on?
Well, thank you, Linfa, and thanks, Padoli. And also, I want to say to our audience, welcome to the Bottomline discussion. This is where we say it the way we see it and the way we analyze it in our own way. Yes, Europe is getting very interesting. I said on a program years ago that after every 100 years, the Europeans have this thing back. They love hating each other. So this is one of the things that is happening now in Ukraine. They will dial their ends, and then some people in Europe not happy with the situation in Ukraine. And all us on the other side of the Atlantic want this to come to a halt because all of these things that we know that NATO is now been they've been fighting Russia. There's no dispute about that. That's the fact. The whole war is about NATO war. But on the other hand, Russia, when the war first started, what happened that Ukraine was winning the war because NATO were arming them heavily. But then the thing changed around, and Russia started going on the march. So they have now seized a lot of territory that they're not going to give back to Ukraine. So Donald Trump recognized that Zelensky, you have to accept, or you let Russia take over your country. So this is where we are. But other European countries that for some reason they can't stand Russia, so they keep pushing the thing forward that the war should continue. So today now we're going to look at what Zelensky said on Saturday. It's quite interesting what he said on Saturday and why today he was in Netherlands negotiating something else. So we want to play this little clip. It's a 7-minute clip long, but we'll cut it off in the end before it says, but we just want our viewers to listen today and then we can have a discussion. Let me let it roll.
Why did Russia invade Ukraine? If you ask most people, they will say NATO. Ukraine wanted to join NATO, but Russia wanted Ukraine to be neutral. This was the starting point for the ongoing war. One of the biggest and most contentious issues. Well, maybe not anymore. Ukraine's President Zelensky has made a major concession. He has dropped his demand for a NATO membership.
Ukrainian conditions, from the very beginning, or maybe not conditions, but more correctly, Ukraine's desire was to join NATO. And these were real security guarantees. Some partners from the United States of America and Europe did not support this direction. And that is why today bilateral security guarantees between Ukraine and the United States of America, namely Article 5-like guarantees from the United States of America for us and security guarantees from European colleagues for us, as well as from other countries, Canada, Japan, etc. These security guarantees for us are an opportunity to prevent yet another Russian aggression. And this is a compromise on our part.
So Zelensky does not want to join NATO. Instead, he wants bilateral guarantees from the US, from the European Union, and even from Canada and Japan. And what sort of guarantees are these? Zelensky compared them to Article 5 of NATO. This article talks about collective defense. If one NATO member is attacked, all NATO members will respond together. An attack on one is an attack on all. That is the gist of NATO's Article 5. And Zelensky wants similar guarantees for Ukraine. So it's a climb down from before. Just listen to Zelensky over the years.
We are proving every day that we are ready to be in the alliance more than most, I repeat again than most, of the EU countries. We understand that NATO membership would ensure our security and our territorial integrity. This is also enshrined in the Ukrainian legislation, in the Constitution of Ukraine. There is no objective obstacle that would prevent the adoption of political decisions on the invitation of Ukraine to the alliance.
So what has changed? Well, NATO was always a stretch for Ukraine. You can only join the alliance through consensus, meaning every member must okay your entry. For Ukraine, that was not guaranteed. Reports say that at least 7 NATO members opposed Ukraine's membership. The likes of Hungary, Slovakia, Belgium, Spain, and Slovenia. These countries do not want Ukraine in NATO. Even the US was a bit reluctant. In public, former President Joe Biden kept the door open, but he never made any concrete steps. Under Donald Trump, even the door is shut. The current president, Donald Trump, has made his position very clear. Ukraine cannot join NATO, and that is why Zelensky has made this U-turn. The question is, will it move the needle? Will it move Russia closer to a deal? Here's what the Kremlin has said.
Naturally, this issue of Ukraine's membership in NATO is one of the cornerstones, and of course, it is subject to special discussion. And this is the sense of a negotiation process that, I repeat it once again, we do not want to conduct in megaphone style.
A very measured reaction from Russia. It makes you wonder what is going on here. This was one of Moscow's stated war objectives, that Ukraine should not join NATO. This is what Russia wanted. After 3 years, Zelensky is agreeing to it. So why the caution? Because of two reasons. One, this is Zelensky's least risky concession. Just think about it. The US proposal requires him to give up Donbas. That's almost all of eastern Ukraine. The US says give it to Russia. It also requires him to downsize his military and to sell off natural resources, basically reduce his country to a broken state. Compared to that, this NATO concession is nothing, because he's conceding something he doesn't even have yet. He may not even have it in the foreseeable future. Also, this is not an unconditional offer. Zelensky wants bilateral guarantees in return. He wants the US to sign a mutual defense treaty with Kiev, a treaty that is passed and ratified by the US Senate, a treaty that will outlast Donald Trump's presidency. As far as concessions go, not a big one. Secondly, the situation on the ground has changed. In 2022, Russia did not control 20% of Ukraine. They did not have a friendly president in the White House. But in 2025, they have both. So chances are Russia will want to drive home this advantage. Just like Kiev, they want a guarantee. The Russians want a guarantee that Ukraine will not turn to the West again. So the bottom line? Yes, Zelensky's concession is symbolically significant, but it may not shift the needle on peace talks. Speaking of which, what's the update there? What's happening with the peace talks? All the action is happening in Berlin. That's where Zelensky met US negotiators yesterday. Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff was there. So was his son-in-law Jared Kushner. Zelensky held talks with them for nearly 5 hours. And today, he met leaders from Europe. And this is crucial. So far, European leaders have backed Zelensky's hardline positions. Will they change that approach this time? The early indications are not good.
We have to understand that Donbas is not Putin's endgame. If it gets Donbas, then the fortress is down, and then they definitely move on with taking the whole of Ukraine. And if Ukraine goes, then other regions are also in danger. We know this from the history, and we should learn from history.
So what's the next step? Ukraine and its allies are drawing up a peace plan. This proposal will be presented to Russia, and then it's Moscow's call. Rest assured, President Putin.
Okay. Right. Gentlemen, this is the situation. The video is about 7 minutes long. We don't want to go far, but we got the gist of the ad, what is going on. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me loud? Info?
Yeah, we hear you. But just remove the microphone from your lips because it's scrambling. We hear you.
Okay. Right. It's just the gist of it. So this is what we have come to. Zelensky finally, he's backing down. Russia going to take those territory. The other European countries are not happy. Germany, France, England, they are not happy. And these are the people that keep pushing that they want to support Zelensky to the end. So, Padole, you watch the video. We started here, said the war will end when Russia is willing to give, when they finish succeeding by taking all the territory they want, they will stop the war. And this is where we best said now. So, what say you then, Linford, before we move on?
Yeah, to be realistic, one thing that I would say here, many people might not like to hear it, but it's a fact. The coming of Donald Trump into the leadership in America is something that really bless the entire war and save us from World War III. We say here last time, the previous American president who was pushing the whole thing, God know why they can do things for. That's why I always say, every disappointment is a blessing. And removing him from power and bringing Trump into power, at this stage, it was good. Even though Trump is a controversial leader, but in this particular Ukraine war, I think he did well. Right now, the Europeans and the Americans know that Ukraine won't be able to retain the territory that's been captured by Putin. So obviously, they have to tell him to at least to give some demand out. So, and based on that, he realized that the best thing that I can do right now is to come out with this first statement that I'm not going to join NATO. And he was told not to join NATO. And that was not the reason why the Soviet Union, all the agreement they had with the West were based on some of the things. More especially Ukraine will not be part of European Union or NATO. But I don't know where since the story. But however, I hope things will go well so to save the world from any other calamity.
Great. And Linford, where you think that the West has let Zelensky and Ukrainian people down because they influenced them to go after their own brothers and sisters in Russia? Because the whole thing was, if we can get Ukraine to go after Russia, it will weaken them, and then we cannot take complete control. Because why is it that NATO have not been dissolved? If Warsaw Pact was no longer in the picture, what is the purpose of NATO? So why this group of people, they have from the day we were born, we've been here in Russia, we've been invading here, and they've always told this story that Russia is the Buku man in the house. So why is it now that Zelensky, he didn't know his own brother will go after him at some point? He knows the history. There are brothers and sisters there. So what say you? Is it now somersaulting or what?
We've discussed this topic extensively in the past, and I guess we'll continue to discuss it. But one thing I still want to say here is that if you remember some months back, I said this war will end dramatically, just like the one in Palestine. And the thing that will make it to end, nobody can predict. Now, from the onset, there was no reason, absolutely no reason, why Zelensky would love to go to war with Russia. Now, there are several reasons why he shouldn't do that, but two key ones. Number one, there is no way to just distinguish Russia from Ukraine. I've been to that country. You see the borders, they are very porous. Certain group of people live in Ukraine who are Russians, and they consider themselves Russian from day one until the day they die. Then, on the other side, on several fronts, you got Ukrainians who also live in Russia. Now, the people, they are so similar, like in Liberia. Let's look at the Guinea Pele and the Liberian Pele. Let's look at the Bassa and maybe Crew or Cran. They got similar words. Let's look at the Gil and Mano. They got words. If you cross the water to Ivory Coast, you got Gil and Mano people there. You got Pele people. You got all the people in Liberia. You got in there. If you go to the western part, you cross and go to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone and Liberia, they're almost the same. Okay, so it's just impossible to wage war on people that look like you, that understand the same language, that speak the same thing. Now, if you look at Zelensky, his first name is Vladimir, and that's Vladimir. He and Putin got the same name. Okay?
Yeah.
Volodymyr Zelensky is the Ukrainian people we have said Vladimir. So these people, they understand each other well. Now, when I used to go to Ukraine, I had a friend whose father lives in Russia on the border. And when the war started, I texted her and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry that your father." She said, "No, I want my father to die because he refused to come to us in Ukraine. He decided to live on our side." And he said, maybe, and she said, maybe my father is also praying for you to die because myself, so the situation is confusing in that place. But to make a long matter short, Zelensky knows that if America or if NATO, the rest of the European countries, want him to make war against Russia, they would have only supported him with weapons, not manpower. How many times you hear Great Britain sending troops there? How many times have you heard France sending troops? No. They say, you'll go for it. We'll give you what you want. And from the initial stages, they started supporting them. But just, I think 2 weeks ago, Russia made a statement. I saw that thing. Putin made a statement. I saw it on Facebook. He said, we are not fighting in Ukraine. We are just doing surgical operations where we believe their grouping is where we go to show small action. We are not fighting there. He said, but if the rest of Europe want to fight war, then we will fight, and there will be nobody left to tell the story. You see it? And America knows very well, Donald Trump knows very well that this is not a Russia that they know that is fighting in Ukraine. No, it's not. I mean, Russia is not fighting. Tell me, it's like America fighting maybe one of these small countries around her, just trying to teach a lesson, and nobody will believe that America can fight, some of these small countries for months. No, because America got the capacity to just blow everything on one time in silence. We saw it way in the 40s in Hiroshima, where when they dropped the atomic bomb, today they stay there. Now that all the bombs are improved, you think Russia will be fighting Ukraine? Yeah, man. For me, I've always said this. It's only for Zelensky to learn his lesson that if NATO wants to establish a base there, it's not possible. Russia will not agree. That's it. And Russia will not get there. There are no threat to Russia for Russia to kind of drum on that military might on them. No. But again, Zelensky is realizing, and Trump knows very well that when they talk about war power, like America, Russia, China, and all the big countries. So for little Ukraine, America will not go to attack or will not put all their force behind Ukraine to go to attack Russia. No. You see, so Trump is really.
So therefore, I want you to add on this one here. So what getting UK, France, Germany so angry that they keep pushing Zelensky, talking about the coalition of the waiting. They've already been supporting this war. The war going against them. And
let me tell you,
why are they so angry? They don't want peace?
No. You see, let me tell you one thing. They say small shame better than big shame. They wouldn't have started this war in the first place, but they thought that they could push Russia. Russia has been their enemy. And one of the reasons why Europe, the rest of Europe, where we live, Central, East, North, and whatever, the reason why they hate Russia so much is that in the past, they didn't foresee that if after the First and the Second World Wars, by pushing Russia out, breaking down the Soviet Union, they thought that Russia would just be somebody tell what country they would not have succeeded, and their Europeans would have been a powerful one. No, but when Russia went, they regrouped, and they became even more powerful than when they were part of the Soviet Union. So this grudge is there, and they are regretting, wow, we didn't take these people to be. And can you imagine that if the present day Russia and the former Soviet Union, all the smaller countries have remained together to compare with Europe, Americans would not be making us. They would not be talking about being war power. Trust me, I'm telling you, they would have been so. But so now, the UK mentioning the France and all the people. Okay, if they are so mad, then why they can't send their troops there? Why are they only saying no support? They are not mad, but the thing is, they are ashamed. So they want to say, okay, the war will start. Let's just continue to push Ukraine to go and fight the war so we can prove. But if they are ashamed, I want to see Russia. I want to see UK loading their men on plane to go and trap them in Ukraine, and let France, Germany, and let all of them do it. Then we will know now that it's serious. But you're not doing it. You're sending weapons, outdated weapons, and you got to pull Ukraine and die. And if Zelensky is smart, Trump told him, "You are playing with World War III." He said, "The war, you can't fight it. You gotta make concession." And Trump also is smart, like you mentioned last week, if you remember, that most of the areas that that Russia has taken in Ukraine, that the rich areas, the rich mineral areas.
Yeah.
So Trump is saying, but we now, so why Russia already got everything that we wanted. That Zelensky would have made a concession for us to get, but Russia finna getting it. So why would I be wasting my time beyond the empty ground with Zelensky working on it instead of going to make friendly ties with Russia? And trust me, America and Russia, they know each other. They will always cooperate in certain areas, maybe not openly, but somehow. And we'll see war politics. This is real war politics right now that is going on. And the rest of the noise makers that you're talking about that call themselves the coalition of the waiting in the Syria, let them put a men on board on the warship, and they got the frigate and all these people and all the war stuff, put in there and carry them. Then we'll know that it's serious.
Yeah. You read Linford, and there are about 32 NATO countries, 32 countries to one country in the oil affair. That it just tell you something. Yeah, because they are 32 against one. If you add Ukraine to it, that's 33 countries. So how can one person 33 countries against one country and they confused? So I mean, this is so Zelensky now he realized that they finish chopping Ukraine off. So the land they're going to live with there is the land that have no development on it. So they finish taking a heavy chunk. So and those are all Russian speaking people. They now go on their they're on the other side of Ukraine.
Yeah.
On the other side of Ukraine, there is Belarus, which what mean the white Russian. They sit on the other side. So Ukraine is just in the middle of the two Russian-speaking people. So what do you do?
I'm telling something important. Maybe it may not happen, or the possibility is 50-50. If when Russia and Ukraine finish fighting war, when the war finish, if it will all finish, the next attack, where it will come from? From Belarus. Belarus will take that on a portion too. Trust me. And this is where I said you will see real war politics. Russia will say, well, we finish taking our chunk. So you sit down here and waste your time, better go there, we'll back you. Go there, we'll back you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the thing on the international thing. And to our viewer, what we want to drop your comment. Let's probably talk to us too. So Linford, let's move to Liberia. What's going on in Liberia? Let's move to Liberia. This thing about what is the young man named Bucky Raw?
Bucky Raw.
Name.
Yeah.
Bucky Raw. What a beautiful artist name that he got.
Somewhere I saw a name today. I think in the story maybe a name will be there. But the question here is, why is the LDEA taking Bucky Raw to court? And they have inflamed his situation. They have made it so big. Is it because he's a star or what? Because I remember that they arrested a few other people. They arrested a few other women, according to the news, in possession of a quantity that can be sold. But this fellow, at least from what until the LDEA can convince us, but from what I saw on the video, there were small parcels that they took. Okay. And he told them, if you find anything here, it's for my personal consumption. Because as an artist, before I go on stage, according to him, he can get high. He told them that's my personal, I'm not selling nothing. And then they said, did I find any huge quantity? So why is it that they are making big issue? Now listen, don't get me wrong and don't get the platform wrong. We are not backing Bucky Raw. But it's just a question. People who have quantities that can be sold, and people who just bought from the people who selling to come and consume. It's like you say, when I drink king juice, then somebody is distilling the king juice. Then I just go and buy one snap. I bring it to my house. You really know distilling it. Then you can't catch me. I will buy the one snap. Okay, so this is where people will be asking questions, and that's why the story is telling us. So I don't know, Padole, you are the law enforcement officer, the ex-law enforcement officer, and I know once a law enforcement officer, you will always be one. In fact, even if you're not acting now, you're still learning and improving every day. Tell us something. Why you think Pokero, who is just a consumer, is being paraded, and his case is blown up more than people who are dealers or producers or distributors. Why we call them?
Yeah.
Flo Padole,
Flow.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I said it already. That was when was that? Yeah, I said it this gone Friday when this drama began. I said during our time, uh, s- low quantity like this, the consuming quantities is not something that would normally waste the government time behind because if the people are consumer and the consuming it, so what we can do if we want to keep such a person, we can keep that person to use him to get to the dealer. That's what we normally do. But we can't prosecute such a person. We need to give them counseling, advise them how to desist from what they're doing because it's not good for their health, all this kind of stuff. But as I learned, they say they make a law in Georgia administration that drug is not bearable. I don't know which quantities they mention in the constitution. So I can't really talk about it because I have no clue of I have not laid my eye on the constitution. And so but relatively what I saw, what is happening with this young man's case, the security personnel have using this as a show program to show to the Liberian people that they're working, and also there's some level of political undertone in this matter. So they trying to use Bobby Wright as a scapegoat to score some political gain. That's how I see it. Because the quantity received from the guy and it's just a handful of quantities that one person can consume it less than a day. So I don't think there's no sufficient evidence to substantiate that whether this man is a dealer. But what would do her that this man has some skill in a place there? You can have a skill for many, many reasons, but they're assuming that that skill was there to will. So if you someone have a skill to weigh things, the thing that he weighing, you're supposed to see it. If you don't see it, then that simply means that your your assumptions is false. So basically, I learned that they have already also put him on bail because he's supposed to be released with that kind of situation. But they say they put him on bail. And I hope the government will look at it to see it as a waste of time and just leave it and advise the men, strongly. But one of the information I got had to do with the polity uh, they December 7 program. Government unity parties asked the young man to perform for them, but he did not accept their offer to go and perform for them. So the man have taken that as a grab against him. Is alleged. I don't got no sufficient evidence to that allegation. That's what I heard. I don't know how true it is. If that's the case, it's very scary. If somebody who does not agree with you, then he turn the person to be your enemy, government that can do that, the government is bound to fall. That's what I can say in this government issue. I hope people will have a positive thinking to think wisely and govern our country properly. Because this is the 2 year the government have been in power. We can't really put hand on something
I
to
think
say, yeah,
Padoli,
this is one that
that will be our next
Unity Party
topic.
have done within the 2 year period. All the
That will be
promises
our
they
next
made
topic,
before they
Padoli.
take over, they have not succeeded to even
Okay,
equip
that's the next topic
one.
will be on Patrick. That's the next
That's the
topic.
next
Let's
topic,
move on.
Yeah,
Padoli.
so I will stop there for now. But Bobby Red case is something is premature, to be honest.
But the thing is, in Linford, I don't understand this government. There was a lady who came from Holland, and I think she worked in the weir administration. One quitter, if you
Yeah,
remember that name, she was called
Paul, you
with.
are muted. I can't hear you.
I'm okay. Linford, you can hear me?
Hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, so this woman called Quinta, she was called with
Linford,
huge
can you hear
quantity
Paul?
of.
Patrick, I hear Paul. So check your phone. Go ahead, Paul.
I can hear you clear, but I don't hear Paul.
So you go tell him to get out and come back. Maybe that's why.
Okay, Patrick, get out and come back, then you'll be able to hear Paul. Paul Flo.
Yeah, so this woman was called with
Okay. Let me
millions
get
of
off and
dollars
come
of
back then.
drugs, and she was let off the hook. Nobody know what happened to her. But then this young man, because he an artist, he famous in the town, the government using him as a scapegoat to sort to deter people from doing job. But then the people that are bringing the drugs in, they're letting them go. Remember the situation with George Weah when the American elected them about that $100 million drug. Those guys want to quote the government let them off. So why is this guy that just spoke in little joint of marijuana become the topic of the DEA that is doing their work? So why they can't go for the people that are bringing the drugs in? Then we know that they done something. But you want to parade with some kind of guy who already admits it. Look, this is what I get high with this thing here, and then for me to perform. So that's the guy you want to use as a scapegoat. So what say you, and then we'll move on.
And you know what? No, people can equate it to several factors. Number one, it could be that the DEA is not actually working. They're looking for the people they can't get there. So when they find, it's like you like what during the wartime it will happen when the guys are looking for the soldier, they didn't find them, but they enter the town, they see one small pig say, "Oh man, they grab you." They say, "Kind of the mean they're looking for you don't get him." Yeah, so they can pick up anybody from the sidewalk. There was a guy who granted interview to one of the news agencies. He said his brother had gone to town that morning to work after some school business or whatever, and they picked up the man right on Broad Street, one of those central street around there, and they paraded him in the truck, in the pickup truck, and carrying all around. At the end of the day, then they free him and they handcuff the fellow. Then they say, "Oh, we find out where you go." Can you imagine? So they're actually trying to do the work, but they are not laying hands on the meat people. And yes, the consumers are there. But tell me, look, if there is no market, nobody will buy. So try to go to the market, try to find who's selling this thing. And
Yeah.
there have been several proposals to these people. If you want to catch these people, no, you got to go, you got to be part of them, number one. You got to discuss yourself and be part of them. Or you got to have insiders. You got to spend money on people who are insiders, okay, to be able to get them. But if you think you're good at you wearing uniform, everybody know you, they can identify you. So when you come in, like the pocket road situation, they went there early, and then they were there having some scuffle before they call for backup. And they even gave information that the quantity that they had, they wanted to flush it. So it's possible that if the DEA people are moving somewhere and they got dealer, those dealer can disguise themselves and break everything down and get fly and go and flee and go somewhere. So you got to use several tactics, strategies to be able to go through their security. They are trained. They should know what to do. Okay, and it's like
So Linford, you right. This so that bring yes, I want you to stick with the topic that they can use stereotype and Padoli serve in the police. When we were small, they had a CRD that was very effective in doing their work. They would disguise themselves, they would enter an organization, you wouldn't know. But why is it now that those old days it worked, and then modern day is not working in Liberia? Why?
Yeah.
Before
Can I say?
Padori, wait, let me just say something. You go to Liberia, right up, you've been there several times, more than me. But my small recent, 4 days trip I made, I saw some things. You see, the moment you enter library, you see who the big guy is, who is who. So the kind of people you think, how will people not know them? You see it? So you see every guy, the guy walking with 4 walkie talking in your hand, 2 phone, and you talking, oh yeah, okay. So the criminal too is on the alert. So part of the flow.
Thank you very much. Those days when the CRD were taking care of the narcotics squad, they have certain security units in the CRD department they call it intelligence. The intelligence was a group of or unit, special unit within the CRD, not responsible to monitor the day-to-day activity of a viewer criminal emperor. So, but they can arrest the intelligence section. They can arrest, but they can keep surveilling. They can collect data on people and inform the CID, the Criminal Investigation Division. They can inform them. So more specialists, the guy within a CID section, they have something they call a narcotic squad. That's one that tend to DAA now. The narcotic squad needs to be there, standby, to receive information from those intelligence sessions. One of the best intelligence sessions during our days, leader was one Kono Chinewe. He was very, very good. So the initial monitors, you will never know them whether they power of police. The hardest see them to police station before you notice that the people even working with any security sector. But they need to be mingling in the midst of the people to
Right.
collect information. But those days too, most of the narcotics that people were really dealing with was opium. These cocaine and coups and things that came during this uh, war periods. And people are becoming to even using Liberia now as a transit point because of the weakness of our security sector. So passing through to go to the destination of where they carrying it into for their work to collect their proceed.
But
So
okay, Padre,
more especially
let me break you right there. Ask you one
opium
question.
is
You
not
mentioned
that
something,
dangerous.
Padre.
The
Hello?
many countries like Paul, you know fully well in this country where you and I, you got certain quantities, people are allowed to use it, but you're not allowed to
Yeah.
use more than 2 3 low at one day.
So,
So,
Padre, yeah, you're right.
but
So, Linford was trying to ask you
cocaine
something. I don't know if
is
you're hearing
not
us.
allowed to be found in anybody's pockets or in your
You're not hearing or
vicinity.
you're talking.
Those
Padre,
days,
can
that
you
was the
hear?
reason why we were having so much control over this kind of flowing of the narcotic, drug, and things. Then,
Padre, you
Liver,
hear
are you
us?
talking?
Yeah,
Yeah, we say you're hearing us. You're not saying
Paul,
if
do
you
you
can
hear
hear
me?
us. I
You hear
hear you
me?
loud and clear. Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Yes,
So,
but can you hear
do you
us?
hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
So get out and
So
come back if
basically,
you
that's
can
the
hear us.
reason why we have control. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason why we have control over this thing. Then, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Linford, before you throw
Go
this
out
thing,
here.
before we move on,
So,
you see,
all
in
right.
the UK,
Let me move
in the
it. Let
90s,
me move the thing from there.
in the 90s, they had serious drug crisis in the UK here. And that Syria drug crisis, what happened? The Jamaicans were all over the place, man, that the British people could not handle them. So what they did, the MI6 decided to recruit some of the
You get me?
consumer of those drugs. Pardon, we can hear you. They decided to recruit. They called them the Yardis. And when they started recruiting them into the MI6 to penetrate the drugs cartel. And those guys were able to break them down. So why is it in Liberia we get a DEA, they bring experts from America everywhere, and this
Okay, no
drug thing
problem.
just increasing every day? Why is it they can't? The people that Bucky roll, he's just an ordinary consumer. Why can't you recruit him? Say, look, let's see if Bucky Roll can work with us to see who the people that provide him with these substances. You understand? That way, they'll be able to catch. Say, if they can't catch the beach feed, they need to go for the consumer and recruit them into the police or into DEA to be the undercover. So why they not doing it? They're just going around in picker trying to showcase that, oh, they're working, but these guys, they're not working at all. How can you came up
That's
with this thing that
that's
you
exactly
came
the
up with
question I'm
push?
asking. The
Yeah,
question I'm asking Padori, because if look, listen, anywhere around the world, the security forces, they are visible to people. Unless you are in plain clothes. If you are in plain clothes, at least it's difficult, but still somebody will know you because you get neighbors. Your neighbor will know somebody, and somebody will tell somebody will tell. So the best way is to always recruit, like you said, recruit these people. Because one time I had a friend. He's still my friend. We were talking something, and then they were always blaming Africans about the drugs and or crimes and everything. Here. And there is somewhere in the city, which is in all European city, which the place where the foreigners live, the original people would not always want to live there. They take that
yeah,
to be a bad place. Okay, so there's a
Excuse
place
me.
here, and this guy kept talking, oh, the criminals, this and that. So and he said the police can go there, they can find the people, but every day the people drink drug. This. I said it will never be easy for the police to just find those people. Yeah, you see people who are using the drug, but you not know who's selling it. He said, why you think so? I said, yeah, because by the time they see the police, the very person who was selling it with Ali, he's a victim. Like he's just a seller. I mean, or just consumer. You're not knowing. So it's better you employ many Africans in the police. Okay? But our police people, it's hard to see black men inside. That maybe one or two, but because of course, I'm not saying that it's black people that commit a crime here. You got all kind of people committing a crime, but the moment you put the people, the minority group in the police or in a secret service, in all of the security forces, you will see that they will be able to lead you. It's all about leading you. But if you think that okay, I'm it, or I can make it, but my friend, it'll be difficult. So,
yeah,
I wanted to be a journalist here, and one the director of the local radio, national radio, told me something. He said, "You from Africa? You black man, and you live in a village. You're not living in a city, the big city, where you see plenty of black people. So if we make it journalists here, something happen in one of those villages, when we send you there, you know what the people do? By the time they see you, nobody want to talk to you. They will hide the information from you because they will think that,
true.
yeah, it's true. So the security man, when the moment the people see you are enemy, number one enemy to the criminal, that's the first thing you should know. So the moment they see you, they will conceal, they will hide everything from you.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be like
Anyway,
one of them.
I think the DEA should look at that. I mean, you don't have to have these people on salary, but they can be
No.
a police informer and give them some little thing that then you know that you're fighting job. But if you can't have police informer and you just in pay call going from door to door and you can't catch the mean people that have the money, they don't live in those zinc shelter houses. These guys live in mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Our daughter
Yeah,
talk to all. Then
yeah,
we'll move on to the
yeah.
next topic.
Mr. Chulople and Bro Linford, the best way. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
We good.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah. the best way forward, the DEA's work is now about getting physical movement here and there and rest of it. Most of their work based on intelligent information, more especially the DEA, the law enforcement agencies in any country. They do their operation based on information because it's something that they are running after that are very classified. So they most of their functional supposed to be clean clothes people to collect data on the criminals that need to be picked up, the dealers that need to be picked up. They show when you see the uniform officers of the drug enforcement agencies into any door, that means that they got all the necessary information that they deserve to have to go and raid the place. So I don't know whether that's not the case in Liberia issue or they're trying to show up. I don't know. Like what Linford said, today, when you go to Liberia, nobody have to show you who is this big man. You will know it from his behavior straight away. So all these things then he's
But Padole, the Bucky Raw thing that happened on Friday, the DEA they were recording live on Facebook. So are they serious people?
yeah, I don't know why they were doing that, but to be honest, when you are going to such a place, I think it will be necessary that there should be some recording system because anything can be said if there's no video or image to rectify the information. Sometimes it can be difficult to verify by the higher up who want to probe into it. They
Yeah,
might make you.
and I think just to add to that, Paul, when it comes to the video recording, I think there is something, uh, even in America, something called the Second Amendment law, that gives you the right to make public your information.
So
Yeah,
that's
so
what I
that
was saying.
everybody will know, so that nobody
Yeah,
can lie on you. That's why
yeah,
if you in America, if the police stop, I don't know how it works in the UK or in Europe. Yeah, if the police stop you, you can tell the police, "Well, sir, I'm recording," and that's why the police then say carry body camera.
yeah.
What the police carry body camera?
Even
So
here we have body
Victor,
camera as well.
yeah,
Victor, the
yeah,
question here is you will not see a good police go live with their thing because it's recorded, it's on them. The evidence is being recorded. So you as a normal citizen, if you're not certified, you can do the recording. But these guys go on Facebook live to show that they're doing their job. But
yeah.
they
But again, yeah. I
No,
know what you're talking,
yeah,
but
yeah,
again, it was in the interest of the public and in the
yeah,
interest
yeah.
of the
I'm not against that for one fact that those guys then they need to be on the safe side. The people might likely say that we were molested by the law enforcer, we will do this, we will do that. So, and secondly, the government, need to provide a body camera for the Liberian securities that doing such a piece of work. So, if the government cannot provide them a body camera, they need to have to use their own camera for the protection of their very reputation. So, I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah, I
okay.
agree. I agree with you guys. I agree. They're supposed to have camera. But think on this. You go Facebook Live, you know CNN to say, oh, this is what happened. You are collecting data. And then you know the thing, and when you go live, sometimes it have disadvantage on it. In case now, this young man who house they went in and they said they found something. But he can say, well, it was not there. You went live and somebody could tamper with the evidence while going live because there were other people around. So this is
No,
why the body
no.
camera, this is why
No, it happens.
let me finish now. Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
This is why the body camera is quite important because the interaction is recorded. That's why it's recorded. And in law, they will take it to court and play the full recording. That's why they say anything that you say here, it will be against you in the court of law. But you go in the court of law to prosecute this person. You go on Facebook Live. This guy has been convicted by popular opinion, and then sometimes it backfire against you. This is what happened in this case. That the public now decides to no, we protest against what happened.
Yeah, but let me play it. There was our kid here. For me, it was fair enough. It was fair enough because you know what? When they were going live, their life was for few reasons. Number one, the guys they met only at the first time, they were very aggressive. They were abusing them. So that was proof that number one, you see, the DEA officers, we are not aggressive. We are not doing anything offensive. But the people with Kindle, they are being offensive. They are being aggressive. So they were going live to prove that point. Number two, they were also doing it in the interest of the public. Everybody, it was open process. Because it's possible that, like somebody said, the accused could say the people put all sort of duress to confess, or we didn't have anything in the house, but the people brought it in the house and put it there. So everything was clear. So we saw even the journalists, certain time the journalist, the one that was stopping the journalist, so no, let me be inside. You will not stop me. I need to be there. And they allow him in. You see, so right there, the DEA officer could not lie about anything. The suspect could not lie about anything because people saw it already. Okay, and you talk about public opinion. Yes, the public opinion is there. That's why the public is even judging. Because what if they are doing this thing behind closed door and say we call huge quantity with the guy, and the guy said, no, I didn't have huge quantity, the public will be in doubt. But everybody who watched that live, they saw what they took. Other thing now in the plastic bag, our money in our wrapper, they empty everything. So they cannot make any big case against the guy and say he was selling. What they saw, everybody saw it. Okay, so I think henceforth, from now on, if any police officer, okay, now listen, pardon, let me learn small. Listen, the guy that was killed in Congo town, that he said, chap the policeman, if someone had been there with video camera, let's see what happened, because I think I know how many police shot the guy. The mother was on interview. She said the whole body was riddled with bullet. Okay, so if somebody use cutlass to chop you, then you shoot the man the whole body. No, this what the man.
So the reason why I'm saying this is the Bucky Raw thing. Why I'm linking this was the police. They were politicized the whole thing here to make it look like we're finna catch one big fish that can bring. But the thing is, that guy is just a little joint user.
Yeah, but
so if you go for the guy that bringing $150 million worth of drugs and you go live with it, then we know you're doing your job. But you can't even get to that guy. This is just a bad player who just uses small things. Yeah, that's the one you want make big issue.
It's still the same. You see, the thing is they are chasing the drugs, right? The users, the buyer, the sellers, the everything, they're chasing them. So if you catch one, whether you caught the guy, for me, my thing here is there is something called feasibility. Let it be feasible to everybody. Let fair play. In this case, there when they go to court, you are talking about public opinion. When they go to court, even the public, if they say we saw the guy with quantity that he could sell, the public some people got a video now keeping. People can even go and testify and show the video and say, "No, this is what we saw live." So where did you get it extra from? You see, so gone are those days where they used to go break in somebody's house, they say, "Oh, we saw a whole bag of," and even when they're pointing the stuff this time, and you can see they pointed live, everybody see it. But those days,
but the burning thing used to happen in the old day. Padore, they used to go stand behind and smoke the tower going. I remember in the 80s when the policeman here second contest. This is not true. Padore, where you used to burn the consignment, you used to stand behind and feel the smoke going.
Did you got in?
Okay, Paul, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah. So this the next one is quite interesting, and we'll let our viewer chance.
Can I comment on this?
Oh, I know.
Like what Linford just stated, relatively, the how it's supposed to be. That's the power of the transparencies in terms of this kind of investigations. Because two things, the law enforcement could plant evidence on a suspect, but so because of they brought the video recording and stuff and thing, they won't be able to plan this the proceed on a suspect. And also the suspect could lie on the law enforcement by saying that the people came and how they collected millions of dollars, but because of their gratitude, the suspect won't be able to say anything like that. So it was good to do that recording. And the government need to provide body camera where he can be monitored from the headquarters. So I think if the government can do that, it will be necessary. That's what I can say in this matter. So can we get to the next topic, please?
Yeah, the next topic here will be quite interesting, and this is the one I want us to talk about. I'm going to put it out there. This is regarding. Yeah, you can hear me? Linford?
Yeah.
Our daughter is best screen.
Yeah. What are we saying?
So
the agricultural rule of law, education, sanitation, tourism. That is our next topic.
Yeah. It's they call it a rights agenda.
Take the lead so we can go.
In the next 3 weeks will be in New Year, and the government going to start their third year. But the question here is, the promise they made to the Liberia people that they were going to rescue Liberia people based on these 6 items that is listed on the screen that you see in the agriculture rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. Is there anything in it that the government have done within the 2 years that we can see the light of what have happened of these things that will say, oh yes, this is the place the government is heading? Let me put it on the side properly so you can see the guy who's talking. So, what it listed here, agriculture, rules, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. 2 years now. Is there anything in this document that it promised to the Liberia people to rescue? Agriculture, rules, rule of laws, education. Are we seeing the daylight that these things are happening now, that in the next 4 years, by the time we come to the end of this government term, all of these things will be in place? But Dolly, let me start with you, then Linford. I don't know if Padori hearing me, Linford talk.
Okay. You see, it's a bit tricky to discuss this thing and just say point blank that they have not done anything. Number one, this was an agenda or plan for the entire 6 years that they will be in power. They have gone only two years. Me, I like to be sometimes very objective and give the benefit of the doubt to anybody or to the people in question. Now, they can still argue their way out and say, well, we came to power for 6 years mandate, and we've gone only 2 years. So we still have 2 more or 2 quarters of the year. They've gone 1 quarter, So they still got 2 more quarters of their term. So the next 2 years, starting from 2026, who knows? They might start improving on some of these things. But if the question is whether they have done anything, any of these things that they have done and succeeded in or completed, well, it's debatable. They started with roads, and most of the road that they worked on are not pliable now in any case anyway. But at least they started doing something. And most of the roads also that they worked on are roads that the CDC government started, even though they will also have outlet by saying, well, government is continuity. So it's difficult to just outrightly say they are not doing anything because they started with roads, we saw it, and the roads may not be pliable now. They spend some money there. So we give them the benefit of the doubt. I would want to give them the benefit of the doubt because they will still argue and say, well, we have 6 years mandate. We got only 2 years. We still got 4 more years. And remember that if whatever judgment we give them now will only be based on the 2 years that we have seen. Okay? And they will tell you,
So,
we still get 4 more
but
years.
Linford, although you're playing the devil advocate, but the question here is, they say if your Christmas would be good, you see it from the eve, right? The question here is, they arrest a general that they promised that they will rescue Liberia based on this fact. Rule of law, they listed all the things. Rule of law, anything. We saw what happened with the Capitol building incident. The government does not respect rule of law. They got rid of the 10 new position that they established under the Unity Party. So my question here is, all of these things that were promised to the Liberian people, are they doing something about it? Roads were already started. So continue on the road, that's fine. Agriculture, how far we gone with agriculture? They listed all that thing. Education, who benefiting from this? Sanitation, tourism. Do we have a tourism? We can see people coming into the country. What are they doing? So all of these things, they all be touching them bit by bit by bit, of course, so we can see, say, yes, this is what they're doing. It don't have to be the 6th year ending before we see it, but you see the light of the way the country is going.
Yeah,
Morovia, from Morovia, the place is dirty. So you talk about sanitation. They were behind Jefferson Coachy there that, the CDC were not doing well. The place was dirty. What have they done? So that's what I'm saying. It's not that they have to continue until the 6th year. They will say, yeah, this is, but they made a promise. The promise they made, that's what I'm driving at.
Again, like I said, no matter how you push them in the corner, they still have a way to get out. They will tell you, say, people did not elect us for 2 years, and we did not promise you that within 2 years we'll do everything. So they still got that little, no, the time people will begin to push them is year 4, between year 3, and next year will be year 3, okay, and then year 4, because the reason why it will be feasible or it will be very logical to begin to push her on there from year 4 for me is because year 5 and 6 will already be campaign time. They will not have time to take equipment to go to Maryland, San Diego, Grand Chile, or the Southeast to say they're going to carry or complete project. No, they should be by year 4 and 5 or year 5 and 6, which should be 2027, 2028, 2029. They should be campaigning and pointing to what they have done. But, to judge them now, they will say, yeah, you will push them, but they will come back. Yeah.
So let me bring Padole on the one here. Bring Padole on the one. Rule of law, Padole, your law enforcer question. Padole, listen to the question now. Rule of law.
Doc.
He can't hear me. Linford, talk to him.
Padole, you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't hear Paul.
Okay, Paul.
So you need to get out.
Yeah, the rule of love have been broken by unity parties. We all know that. Am I allowed to say something about the rule of law?
Patoli, go ahead.
You know the reason why I'm asking this question, because when Paul talking, I don't hear it.
So tell him to
But
get
you have
out
the
and
phone
come
now,
back
so
to.
go ahead. That's why I keep telling you, go ahead. Paul can hear you.
Okay. You see, the rule of law, I don't think we can grade. Yeah, I'm talking now. I'm talking. I don't think we can grade Unity Party with the rule of law because they have not done anything that resemble respecting the rule of law. Because we got all physical evidence to substantiate whatever claim we are putting in against them. The physically violate every procedure to suit their interests. So obviously, how will you grade them for rule of law? I don't think it's possible that we can grade these people for real law. They have not been doing well. So, and the way they're doing the thing, if they continue like that for the next 6 years, the Liberian people will bitterly turn against them, and the incoming government take over might likely prosecute them for the violation of the constitution of our country.
So if you can hear
Paul,
me,
do you hear me?
so Padol, I hear you loud and clear. You need to
Paul?
get out and come back.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
This is a serious. This is a serious
So
matter.
you need to get out and come back because you're not hearing me. I can hear
Let
you
me
loud
go
and
out
clear.
again. Come.
Yeah. So I got a caller here anyway. Hello, caller. What's your name and what are you calling from? Can you hear me? Yes. Loud and clear.
Yeah, I don't know why it's happening today. Hmm?
Yeah, go on,
You know
go on,
what?
go. We're hearing you loud and clear. Flow.
Yeah, as I was saying, I said that I don't think.
Okay, go on. That's
Somebody calling?
Sister, they go on.
Okay. As I was saying that I want to go back to the pocket roll and then the behavior of the Liberia DEA that Linford and Doris said it was okay. You know, the problem we have in this community, we have refused to grow. And it baffles me that we that live in these countries, we have seen these things take place. We see how things are done. We have lived there for 20, 15, 25, 30, 40 years. We have lived in these countries. We see how things are done. But when it comes to Liberia, we go beneath the floor. Now, are you trying to tell me the only way you have gone into the home of Bokero to arrest him if the UNEPA then going on social media, Facebook Live? Where have we seen that in all the years we stay in these countries? You in Great Britain, I'm in Norway. Lincoln is in Norway. The rest of other people in America. Where have we seen that? They say the only way they can collect evidence or they can be transparent is to go on social media live.
Okay.
Why are we seeing that okay when we come to Liberia? Why would people degrade our own country and we think it's okay?
Is that Dolly?
Yes.
People are coming in from because they say I'm a journalist, so I can come in. I'm a journalist. So what are you doing here? You're telling me to stay outside. Where have we seen that here in Europe or America? Where have we seen that? So now let's go to the UP. I hear Lincoln saying, "Oh, when it comes to war, we can't see anything. But you see, well, although they were not applying for now, but they did something." On the one last year was Liberia, when you saw they did, I don't know. I just left from Liberia, so I don't know when last year was there. And so we got to give the people time, because you see, in just 2 years, Rainford and to the rest of Liberians, news flash. It took a 34 years old boy 12 months for the world to see the difference in his country and his people to see the difference in their country. Within the last 3 years, he's now 37 years old. Burkina Faso can stay and beat their chest with pride and dignity. And you sit here and say, a 178 years old country, who everybody said the people who they elected was so experienced, and they will fix everything, and you say we should sit and wait. In 2 years, start adding to your age. How old will you be? How old were you 2 years and 2 years ago? We should start this thing. Let's speak on, let's say what is right, regardless of who's going to get right. Let's face the reality. We are sinking as a country. We are sinking as a people. We refuse to get back what we have learned, what we have seen, what we have done. We want to hide people's feelings. No, we should wake up to reality. We should wake up to reality. In 2 years from now, Liberia will be 180 years old. In 2 years from now, and we'll still be talking about roads that is not fixed. Look at the airport. They said the road was fixed. That's not true. Where George started, where they all start, all they did was to open a roundabout. There's no road they have built in Liberia, no road anywhere. Nothing they have done in Liberia. But only buying cars and increasing their salaries. But anyway, I gotta go. I'm not doing so well.
Yeah.
That should be right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was good.
Thank
It
you.
was good.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay, Paul. maybe I got to set some record straight. It was good that we had a call on the show, and Dolly, good to hear from you. Long time. I tried to see if I could call you, but I couldn't get your number. That's not an excuse. I should have phoned you on Facebook though. But I just want to set record straight. I'm not saying that these people have done well with road and whatever. I am saying that if you try to push them in the corner now, they will have or come back. They will tell you, say, we got 4 more years to go. Even though they have not done anything, but they will still find our excuse. So I am saying it will not be feasible when you start to push them from year 3, year 4, and year 5, because at that time, they should be able to point to tangibles and say, this is what we have done. And that's how they will be able to campaign. Okay? But right now, by the time you try to say, oh, but we still get 4 more years. And that 4 year will sound like big, long time to them. We saw this thing from the George Weah administration until now. So I am not backing it. And by the way, I just came from Liberia 3 weeks ago. I came from Liberia on the 24th of November. So I'm still fresh from Liberia. But the thing here is, like I said, most of the rules are not pliable. So I know they were only doing show by saying we're fixing rule. But again, if you push them, they'll say, oh no, we still get 4 more years. So that's what I'm saying. No need for me to waste my time and say, oh, what have you done? We know that they're not doing anything. The health sector, practically nothing is happening. Okay. The tourism sector, what are they doing? They see Liberia coming by, they say diaspora return. Instead of saying we're bringing in people, but now we should have buses going to Liberia carrying people. But now we should have the Freeport of Monrovia should have a ferry terminal. We are old enough to, from way 1942, we should be able to have a ferry terminal at that port, okay, where you can bring tourists. I live in Southampton. I want to screen Southampton. I see how many tourists can come every day on the boats, on the ships. Okay, it raises a lot of money, but we're not doing it. So the ferry, the tourism industry, they have done nothing. Agriculture, nothing practical is happening. Somebody, government official, you see, I saw the guy from Maritime, women party, you're sending on a small garden, go and find her colors in your hand. This is what they do. Maybe you ask me if I get garden too. Yes, I got garden.
But Lincoln, this validate the point. This validate the points Dolly just made. 2 years, any serious government, the first 6 months, you'll see the roadmap to what they're doing. But you made a promise that you will deliver the country, you rescue the country. 2 years gone, you start putting shovel on the ground, and then you expect when we get.
Have you seen Paul? Have you seen pregnant woman? Have you seen a young pregnancy woman say no, I'm not pregnant? You have seen it, right? So when they say no, I'm not pregnant, it can't go behind, it will come in front. No need to rush with these people. And by the time we start, for me, we want the government to be out. By the time it start to contain them too much, they will get plenty of sense. Let them live in a glamour. Let them do what they do in the years coming. Year 3, they will catch themselves and say, oh, but we'll not be out. Oh, we see nothing. It's just like when you Frita may get a parable. If you able to kill a cow, leave it clean and start dragging it. Maybe you can hold and push it, but don't let it caca on itself. Then you will not even be able to push it with your hand. The moment you start rushing on these people, they'll get some sense. Let them live. For them, everything is okay now. The year is coming sooner or later. Will be in 2026. 3 years going. Okay, the states will get 3 years. When you go low, 2027, they get 2 more years. When they look beyond, nothing. And that's when now the Liberian people begin to judge them. So for me, I would not waste my time on it. We know that nothing is happening practically. But why would I want to push them? When they can say no, we still get time. So let them do what they want to do. Let them pass.
No. But the thing is, there's no time. They don't have time. You might think they have time, but they don't have time.
They don't have time.
There's no time.
We shouldn't put sense in their head. Let them remain as they are.
But man, if even you put sense in their head, the people don't have agenda. For the reason why we display the thing here, they came up with a thing that they don't even have plan for.
I know.
They just don't have it. So we can hold them to say, oh, but you made a promise. You made a promise that you're going to rescue. So the rescue you can rescue, you even put shovel in the hole to plant leaf called agriculture. You have not done it. So that is the talking point. So it's a useless government that haven't done. So we can talk about it. We can't say let's wait 2 years, 3 years. No.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Maybe I'm actually not articulating what I mean in my mind or in my head. But I'm not saying it's wrong to talk about it. But you talk about it, what can you do now? We've been talking from day one. What have they done? Nothing. So you'll continue to talk from now until 2029. They will not do nothing still. So it's the voters who will judge. It's the voters that we should be talking to. Instead of talking to the government, it's the voters you see. Your government are keen to rescue you. You see what they're doing. Start educating the voters about their failure. Instead of you wasting your time on one minister who will not do anything, on one president who is not thinking about the country, but thinking about building $10 million home. So, that's the point I'm making. Because in any case, if you talk to them now, whatever you say is that you're wasting water on ducks by this lie. So the voters are the target. The voters are the one we should be educating. And, I listened to, during the mayoral election of New York, the guy who won the election, he said something and it caught my ears. The guy said, no, listen, our target are the New Yorkers, the daily people, the ordinary people. So we talk to the ordinary people. Don't waste your time on the people who in power already. Okay? Because at the end of the day, they will come back to the people who they promised that they were going to deliver to. So these are the people that we should be telling. You see, the people who say they came to rescue, you see what they're doing? They're not doing anything. Instead of condemning, you condemn the government, but they don't care.
Gentlemen, let me dig into this thing.
Yeah, Padole, come in.
All right. Are you there?
We are right here.
Thank you. Yeah. What Paul is saying, Linford, to be realistic, is a fact. for matter of fact that whatever conversation you and I are having here, we are not talking for the government. We are talking for the citizen to hear the error that the government is making, so you can resonate to them before the election.
That's the
But
point. That's the point I'm pushing.
if you will sit down and remain quiet, then the citizen will think that the government is doing well, which government is not doing nothing. Let's look at the road connectivity. When you take off 4 target, let's assume that 4 target. You say this is my 4 target. I'm going to do over 6-year period. The first 2 years, at least 1 target should be completed. So can you and I point finger at any of this proposal they made that one has ever been completed, whether it's a road network or the education or the high school that were demolished during the period of the war, and here and there in rest of it, whether they have been reinstated, whether they are being refabricated, or whether some new colleges have been built? No. If we go to the road connectivity, all the road that that necessary to be looked into, more especially 2 major highways from Ganta to Harper, from Banga to Menakoma, at least one supposed to be completed within that 2-year period. Is that happening? No. If we go to the rule of law, every procedure of a law was completely ignored and broken by this government. If we wouldn't talk about it, then what do you think we'll be talking about? For God's sake.
Okay, but I hope you guys understand my point. I am not saying that we should not talk about it, but
Yeah,
I
but
am
you are
telling
saying
you,
that we should not wake them up. That's what you're saying.
yeah,
Because if we talk it now, they will got sense
yeah,
and rectify their error.
yeah.
But
So
when they rectify their error, it's not bad to me. At least it's helping the citizen as well.
but do you really believe that they can do it?
I know
Yeah.
that he cannot do it, but if he assumes them
Yeah.
quietly, the citizen will not know that whether they are not doing well. I need to make a noise. That's the rule.
Exactly.
That's
So
the rule.
Padole
That's the
is
role
right.
of the opposition.
Okay.
Padole is right. You get this government that can lie. They go a line. If you don't talk about it, they will lie to the citizens. Look,
you will continue
the
to lie.
The $10 million complex that they built in 4 years. And the government came with it last say if for airports and people said people buy into it.
The citizen that you're fighting for.
Not airport, but how they call it, Mano River Union. You
Yeah,
carry
the
away in
citizen that
the
you're fighting
jungle
for.
info.
This is the citizen that we are fighting for.
Yeah.
Do you know that they don't even listen? They don't even think. They don't feel.
They can listen. They can feel.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the director of job we are. They listen to
for the worst
opposition. For the opposition at the time. That brought Joe Baker into power?
Yeah, but you hear the citizens, they are saying that Joshua Mokamba, you listen to them? Yeah. Yeah. The same people for that against Joshua, they say, oh, Joshua was better, let him come back. Ain't you hearing that?
Yeah, but what we need to do as a neutral person that have not been in power, we need to tell them Joshua was there, he didn't do nothing. Joe Baker King, he not doing nothing. Why you can't try out? That should be our language. When we identify the people first,
you see, now you're coming to my point. Now you're coming to the point I'm making that the citizens, the voters are the one we should be paying more attention to than sitting down and condemning your government. That even if you condemn for now, the judgment
but
will not
whatever
do
we
anything.
say here, the citizens are listening.
So that now you're coming to my point. Our focus should be the voters. That's what I told you about the guy who won in New York.
We helping the government. We talking for the government.
No, you're not talking for the government, but if you think say by all condemning the government or made the government, no, the government, if they decide will not do anything, you can talk for now till next year.
Yeah.
They will not do anything. So it's the citizens we should be focusing on.
Yeah, but there will be a notification on their behavior. So tomorrow, when good government take over, these are the things that the government
Well, I think the other
will
topic here is sticking to that. It's very difficult to learn on it because
yes, yeah,
I mean
No,
I mean
to be
certainly
it's not
realistic,
difficult.
it's not
Linford, it's
difficult
not
to me.
difficult.
We all are saying
If
the
you
same thing,
say,
but we look
oh,
at it from a different perspective. Like what we
exactly,
just
you
you
made a
started the conversation
promise.
today. You say you see the ball, I will look at it a different way. Moro will look at it a different way. Paul will look at it a different way.
Exactly.
But you all will be looking at one ball. We are saying the same thing, but we all are looking at it from different perspective. But to
That's
be
right.
realistic,
I said give a red
whatever
ball.
message we are giving, enough for the government, if for the citizen to know what the government is doing to them. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the ball. You saw it out today. You said people will look at it from different perspectives. So the high is happening now between two and us. But to be realistic, whatever we are saying, it got to resonate to the ear of our citizens. Because some of them, when government was always want to lie, he say we do well. And whereby they are not doing nothing good for the citizen. But when we talk it, the citizen will start looking at both what the government say, what we see, and they will analyze from that perspective. And it take the real, the sensitive one then will take the real place. You
Okay,
understand?
but again, another thing, something that I want to comment on before we move on, and Dolly mentioned it, is about the camera that or the fact that the guys were using camera. This may not be conventional, and let's be realistic. When they were, I don't know which country brought out security, but let's say the first country that laid out the rules of security. At that time, there were no cell phone. They didn't even have body camera. So they had different rules. Now we should know that we are living in a different world right now. Okay.
Scotland
Yeah,
is the
that's what
one
I
that
just
started the
yeah,
security.
in Scotland, they didn't have camera. They didn't know that there will be camera or there will be cell phone with camera. They didn't know
No.
that people carry body camera. So,
Mm-mm.
so the world, we got to adjust to how we live presently. Okay. Now, because my great grandparents didn't take injection. So when I'm saying that, they say, "Oh no, no, you're not going to take injection because they get putting that in your body. Nobody can see what you're going to do there." No. So we got to live according to the development of the world right now. Now,
Yeah.
everything has become visible to the point where if you go, you buy one bread from the shop. When they scan it, bam, it will register. Not only registering in that shop that you bought the bread, it will register to the bakery that you sold 4 bread or 4 cartons of bread to Asda. And in each carton, that 10 pieces or 10 pieces. So one of the cartons, somebody just bought one. So that baker is preparing.
And the revenue will be as well. The revenue as well will be as well.
So you see it. We in the world of visibility. Everything is visible. So why would one security guard come to my house? He want to search my house. If I get camera, I can show him and say, okay, you searching but let me show you so everybody can see what you're doing. It's simple. Or why the security man for his safety, and you yourself as an ex-security man say that for them to be on the safe side, that nobody will say, oh, they planted the evidence in my house. I didn't have it, but they brought it along. And we have heard this many times. That even I used to believe it too. People say, oh, when the people go to arrest people with drugs, they can carry the drug and put it there and say that you get it. So what makes it difficult? Or what's bad about it that everybody in the whole world will see what you're doing? They see what you're doing.
No,
so I think I would support that.
I supported that.
It's the professionalism that Sis Daughter is talking about here. Oh man, let be realistic.
What is the professional? What is the professional breach?
Listen now. There's no professionalism in it.
There's no professional breach either.
But fortunately,
there's no law report that forbids
that. Paul, let me just bring small thing to your attention. If you snake come and meet you with steak in your hand, what will you do?
Well, who the snake? The police?
I'm just giving you a language.
No, but I want to know which, because if the police the snake, then
No. I'm not saying that. You said Doris
because
said.
Bottom Raw is not a state in this case.
No. You said Doris said a professionalism. It's professionalism.
Exactly.
Police that went there, that is the only tools they have on hand. We have not been able to provide the body camera. The Bobby Round who is there.
Padole, the only tools they have on hand is their mobile phone to record. Granted.
Yeah.
But do they have to go Facebook Live? That's my point here.
But there is no law on the book that says nobody cannot go on Facebook Live. If I just told you,
nothing to do with dog. Where the professional is, so
there is nothing to it cannot professional breach.
These are the premature aspect of the work. But listen to me. For now on, that is the premature work. As a security man, you come there, you protect yourself, you got camera on everything, you make sure you frame the thing, but going on the on Facebook Live, that's the premature aspect.
There is nothing premature about that.
No, listen to me now.
No. Let's not make it like there is no professional breach right here.
Listen, I say premature. I don't say unprofessional. Premature. Listen to me. It's a simplicity, we call it. It's simplicity in performing their work. You understand what I'm saying? The reason why they record, from my understanding and the little training I have, is to protect their own reputation in case the suspect lie on them to say these people came.
Adole, you need to explain all of that. We know that's why they were recording.
They take away millions of dollars.
We know all of that. We know all of that. But let's look at the professional breaching that they're talking about.
But putting it on Facebook Live,
What's wrong with that? There is nothing there wrong. There is nothing wrong with that.
Something wrong with it.
I just told you. Okay, tell me what's wrong with it.
It's a premature attitude.
What make it premature? Yeah, you describe that premature.
What make it premature? Okay, you ask your question. Let me answer.
Yeah, but answer now. Make it quick. You
can't demand me to make it quick. I have the story so you can understand. Now, when you are low, many Liberians are listening to us. They might learn from that perspective. If I'm lying, what make it premature is this: the work they are doing is now a Facebook work. It's in the security work they are doing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about publicity. They are not publicity. They are not doing that as a publicity. So Facebook is a public gathering something. But the job that they were doing, I gave them credence to, is to protect their own image by recording whatever is happening there. But publicity is
okay. Let me ask one question. Yeah, let me ask one question. Okay, give me time. Let me ask. Let's make it conversational. Let me ask one question.
Yeah, ask your question.
Okay. The American police, they carry body camera. If anything happens, even if they don't go live, but in the execution of that duty, if anything goes wrong, they still can and put that same camera on Facebook. I can show you several. Go to YouTube. I can show you several of them where they publish it on social media.
Yeah,
so what is a professional piece here?
It's a if. But in the process of performing, they don't put it on Facebook.
No, but they can say they put anytime. Right now, if you go on YouTube, you see it when the police pull you over.
Lipa, I think you're getting this wrong. When the police are building evidence, it's something that will be used in the court of law. They don't go live with it because that's the thing they will use. But you going live on Facebook, you're not a serious police officer. After those statements are done, then you appear on YouTube based on what they did.
We can discuss this for the next 24 hours. Stay or not until somebody can show me.
Your mind is prejudiced right now on the issue. That's what I show.
No, I'm looking at it from a fair point. No, listen. there is no secret about. There should be no secret about looking at things. So okay, when the guys went, they did not just go and start recording. When they went, they met resistance, stiff resistance from the guys who they met.
That resistance, that's the time they start recording.
Okay,
I got a video for you.
Yeah, okay, very good. So why are you condemning these guys? They went as police, as DEA officers to do a search. But when they got there, they met resistance. The people that were there started abusing the tree, all kind of thing. And so for them to tell the public what is going on, the guy went.
Their recording was not bad, Linford.
Okay, so
their recording was not bad. So making it live on Facebook. Facebook is a social media.
Let me explain now.
Okay, go on.
Let me give my part. Let me tell my part.
Let me take my energy.
All of what I've been seeing, all the media laws I read, I have not seen anything there that say the policemen cannot, not policemen, but then why do they invite journalists to the kind of thing when something happening? Okay, so there should be no secret. They should be visible, so that at the end of the day, the public will be interested in the case. At the end of the day, so in other words, when they go to let's just say when they go to court, the court should not even make the for the public who wrong, who not wrong. They should not let the public know, because your concern now is that the people not supposed to show to the public. No, this is public interest. Okay, this is public interest. The public want to see what transpired. Okay, as we speak, the public knows that the DEA, the massive resistance. As we speak, the public knows that they discovered drugs at Bucket Raw's house. As we speak, the public know that Bucket Raw was handcuffed and put in a pickup. As we speak, the public knows that there was no fighting, there was no scuffle. Bucket Raw did not put up resistance. He meant to put up some resistance, but he himself was cooperating. So the case is clear. There is no breach. There is nowhere in the book of the security law.
Let me ask you a question, Linford. Let me ask you. Sure, in life, a public is this if the case went to court, that the public going to decide who guilty or who not guilty.
No, but at least the public know what happened. So nobody, all the parties involved.
Let me say something to Mr. Linford. Linford, even the very court that matter can be taken to, when they are deep into this, if the hearing of the matter, they can deny live camera. You know that?
What?
They can tell them we don't want no live camera.
Yeah, if you do want a live camera, fine. But I know that
when you go to court to do the hearing of the case,
I agree.
They can stop the journalist for doing any live camera. You know that?
I know many times the judge can say what it's a discretion of the court. But
I think we're having the conversation to understand what.
Okay, but let me ask you now. Let me ask you.
That's my area. That's my area. You know,
but have you seen
in your Ministry of Justice for
in your police? We know you've been there. But let me ask you, in your police science, is there anything that say nobody's supposed to use camera when investigating? Then why should they give police? Why are you calling for police officer to have body camera? So all the criminal can say, no, I don't want the police to use the body camera to record what we're doing. See,
listen to me.
When you guys try to make it like the guys have violated some big rules, there is no rule on the book that says that. So nothing was violated.
Nobody said they violated rule. It's no professionalism in their work because
there is no professional ethic about that.
To send somebody to prison, but you go Facebook law as a joke.
It was
supposed to be secret. It was supposed to be secret.
Take them on Facebook Live. That's what I'm talking about.
You're living in a modern world. You're living in a world that that's what I told you. In Scotland,
all right, we agree with you. In Norway that you live, you ever saw incident that happened that police went live that they trying to get somebody? You ever saw that in Norway? If that happened in Norway, then Liberia is exception.
Even if even if the police didn't go live,
Facebook is a social media. You know that?
What?
Facebook is a social media.
and human being are social. That's why they say social media. We are all social.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Facebook
My
is
man,
is a
Without
social media.
there's
being a human
something
being, there will be
we
no social
can
media.
Even a very
let's move on.
Facebook,
Let's move on.
even a very
Let's move on.
Facebook, there's a restriction on certain video. They cannot allow it to be published. You know that?
Amen. I'm not denying this. I'm not denying this, but I'm telling you that there is no law on the book that forbids that.
Let's go on. I rest my case in the thing here.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. There is no law on the book that says because when they were writing the laws in Scotland or wherever they wrote it, they didn't know that there will be cell phone with camera on it.
The police started in Scotland.
So,
You see,
sooner or later around the world, they will start making laws that police should carry camera. In fact, America, I told you, the Second Amendment law is there. It's when
but it is a law in the UK. It is a law in the UK. The police are carry cameras. They carry their body camera. Even cyclists carry camera because when something happens, the camera will go back to that camera and see what happened. But they don't go live. Because what happened, the camera on you.
Not reached that part. They are not reached that part.
No. Listen now. On what happened with Bucky Raw that the police went live. In case it became violent, do you know what happened Facebook when something violent, they cut you off? So what the benefit of you going live?
But who will decide that? Facebook can decide to call it or not.
But this is why you have the evidence on you that they were violence. In court, you use the camera that this guy was very violent. This is what he did.
The Facebook Live will solve the problem. The Facebook Live.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, listen to me. The Facebook Live. The Facebook Live will call a whole case short. You don't got to go to court again. Everybody know what happened there. The police listened at him a long time ago. So the court will go to establish whether this guy is actually using drugs.
You said we will talk for now the judgment day. He already finished.
No, but that's a fact.
Can we leave the case now? We'll go somewhere else. We'll go on a different topic.
Johnny says something here that I want to agree with, that the crime scene was contaminated. I thought you, Patoli, as security officer, I thought you were going to say when the DEA officer was there without gloves, they were all touching all the men in there, the plastic better entering without gloves, they contaminated the whole thing. I thought that the kind of thing that you would be.
But I never heard direct explanation. I've never heard direct explanation. I only heard.
No, but read
that's why I
no, read the comments. Read the comments.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Read the comments.
I've never read direct
I say read the comment. The comments are there.
Okay. If I look at the comment, but right, listen to me. Okay, let me explain a little bit.
I thought that talking at you would be as ex-officer, but you talk about camera.
Excuse me, Before we go forward, let me explain a little bit about crime scene prevention.
No,
let me explain. Listen to me. Listen to me now. Listen to me. We are not covering here. We're trying to explain to you.
We want to move ahead.
Yeah. The crime scene prevention is just this way. Not everybody is allowed to test things in a crime scene. And secondly, people cannot test things with bare hand when you go on a crime scene. You have to get a gloves. Because
I thought that is what you be talking against.
You understand what I'm saying? And before
you saw the video? You saw the video, right?
I saw the video. There was
so I thought by now. No, listen now.
Unprofessional attitude by the officer.
The way
he was doing the searching.
You will be condemning that.
You were searching for evidence on the scene.
I thought by now, I would have think, or I would have thought rather, sorry, that by now you, Padori, as officer, will be condemning the guys who are without gloves and touching things. But you talk about camera that got no bearing on contamination at all. The camera will even make the case clearer.
I was talking about camera. We were not talking about the crime scene prevention. We were not talking about the crime scene prevention. We were talking about the camera. And how I see the camera issue, the how I tell you it. If it's the crime scene,
in the next 5 years, you will see that everybody, even the police, will be going live. Trust me. People will start doing it.
Okay. Wait. You talk about the thing with the thing we're not talk about the house and the
Yeah.
Staffer. You want to talk
The
talk
staff.
about
Okay, let's go on
conclusion,
with the
man.
staff.
And it's funny. It's kind of funny, right? That the people who making the law. Dolly,
Man,
leave me,
just say
man.
the people who
The
stealing
police,
our money.
Dolly, leave me, man. The people in Norway, they get up on the camera. They want to go live. They want to go live. They'll go live. In fact,
Yeah, go ahead, leave Dolly alone.
But it's funny that Dolly asked me the question. When something happens somewhere, when they go there, people can be, they'll free me. Going live, they can stop them because they know no problem with it.
These are citizens. These are the private
Well,
citizens.
let's go to
They
the
have no responsibility. Nobody will ask them for anything unless government need them. You can appeal to them. Even if you want to ask them for something, you appeal to them.
The
You don't force
lawmakers
them to bring evidence.
The senators.
People that do wasting camera and things, then you don't force them to come forward. You appeal to them. Go ahead.
Okay. The staffers, the lawmaker, the senator, the upper house, the seniors in the house, they are refusing to pay their lawmaker, especially when Christmas is coming. And these guys have already received their bonus. I mean, their bonuses and whatever, and their extra, their telephone cards, and all their benefits they are receiving. But the people who work in their offices, they're giving them one bag of rent only. They want to pay them. So the people say no. And trust me, these people are not acting out of the blues. They work in their offices, they see what are they taking. Then they're giving them only one bag of rent. So the guy said, no, you got to pay our money. If you want to give us rice, you give us rice. But you can't come full all with bag of rice. And things that we'll go home to our family with one bag of rice. You didn't get money to put a bag of rice in a car or on a keke to carry to your house. So you'll pay our money. And the people went on strike yesterday. And they said, the paper is here. Maybe, I don't know what I can, let me pull it up. Because they said they will even sue the people. If they don't pay them, can you imagine that people are talking about suing members of the House of Representatives? Can you imagine? Because they don't want to pay their workers. Does this make sense? Are these people serious? Eh? No. Sorry, this is the wrong one. This is about the bucket rotting. I'm very, very sorry about it. I had the two of them keyboard. I don't know where's the other one now. It's gone somewhere. But the people are saying that they will sue their bosses. So now, I was laughing when I read this thing. So if they sue their bosses and they win a case, you think they'll be able to come back after winning the case against their bosses and they pay them? You think they'll be able to employ them by us? What will happen? Or do they have a case? Do they have a case?
Yeah, can I say something? What I know of source. Before when somebody is a civil servant, because those that are working in the various offices of this lawmaker, they are civil servant. They can be dismissed. They are civil servant. They can be dismissed based on.
Okay, let me ask you one question before clarification, because I don't know much about the civil 17. But how does one become civil servant? I thought you got to go through some criteria and even take. These who have civil service tests long time ago, and then when you are employed, nobody can dismiss you, and one person cannot employ you. You go through the civil service agency. But some of these people that work in the lawmaker office, I think they are appointed by or they are employed directly by the lawmaker. So how do you say they are civil service or civil servant?
They are civil servant.
How?
Those that are not civil servant, are the people that can be appointed by the president, like the minister and the directors. Even the director, then setting director level down as civil servant, they have to go through a civil servant procedure. The minister then.
I also want you to mention it clear. Yeah, because there's a reason why I'm arguing this. Because if you go back to the Joshua government, I'm not going back to any or all old government, but Joshua government that just left. How many of that people remain in the offices of the new lawmakers? They all left. So they are not civil servants. These people bring in their own people.
Yeah, listen to me. The people are civil servants. You know what happened? Can I say something, boss?
But ain't saying something? Answer me.
Yeah, but no, because you stay shaking his. Maybe you think that you asking me not to say. Listen, let me tell you something. Here is the situation. The job we are government. the present government, all have been lawless government. They have not been there to respect the rule of law. They have been stepping on people's right, and nothing come out of it. So if you bring anything concerned about those people, period, then you are making a mistake. And secondly, too, those that can remain in, those that can leave when they are a senator or the representative leave is the chief of staff. But the other workers, clerk and stuff and things, then up to office boys and things, then they can remain as a saver, so they are being employed by the government to serve wherever in the leadership. When you come in as a senator or representative, you can come with your chief of staff. If you're leaving, the chief of staff already, because that's your confidant.
I don't know how much Paul knows about this thing, but I have seen people bring their own staff when they leave.
Linford, most of the staff at the Capitol building, most of them are civil servants. Only a handful of them are not.
That's what I'm telling you. I said chief of staff. The chief of staff.
Most of them are civil servants. What happened, if you remember George Weah, the same staff had issue with payment. And they came up with it, son, George Weah, you go. You remember, they were the same people. They didn't go nowhere. So when the new people come in, they bring one or two people, they call them consultants. They're not civil servants. Those people don't take part in any protest. But the one that go on protest there, that is civil servant.
Because nobody can dismiss them.
You can't dismiss them. If you dismiss them, they will go to the labor ministry and they will use it against you. They are the civil servants, so they have the right to protest all the time they do it. So now you have the corrupt legislature that have hijacked the country. They take the people money, they don't want to pay them. And it's something that is an ongoing thing in our house. So we know that they are civil servants, because if they're not civil servants, they're not going straight, because you will have the right to sack them. Because they are civil servants, the legislature cannot do anything to them but to pay them. Because if you don't pay them now, they will stop going to work and they will embarrass you.
Okay, so the question now is,
what's your question?
Yeah, the question, Dolly also asked the same question right here. So who's responsible to pay them? Why are they holding the lawmakers responsible when they are civil servant and government? I think they should be holding Josiah Joker responsible, the civil service director.
No.
Why are they holding the because in a case, if I'm a senator, I'm not supposed to pay you.
Okay, no. This is how it's structured, Limpo. If I'm the lawmaker, I'm the one will send your details to, how they call it, the HR that responsible for payment.
Yeah, human resources.
I'm supposed to send information of you. That's how you get your payment.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be on government payroll. They are civil service. Civil servants.
They're on government payroll. The HR is government. So when they did it in a way, it's very complicated. They divided the money, you get US dollar and you get the Liberian component. So sometimes these people, they will not send the information to the HR and people will not get paid. So that's something they're going. So they're not supposed to be responsible for that. And what the HR should have done, they sort of cut the money from the lawmaker's salary and pay these people. But the other way around is the lawmaker that will send the information to HR, say pay the person or don't pay. You remember the case with Darren Dillon and one of his staff in the Liberty Party? I can't remember Marty.
I remember that case.
It was Darren Dillon that refused to send a guy detail for him to be paid. So they send it to the HR. They get their own structure. But these guys are civil servants. So it's very complicated. We got to get somebody
let me get small clarity on this civil servant issue here. Those are working those are working in the minister, the senator in their office, beside their consultant and the chief of staff, the civil servants, their salary come from the human resource department because the needs can be there, and the set of salary can be there. The Christmas bonus and things then is written by the leader, the head of this department, or your consequences, which is a representative or senator. Those that are entitled to their Christmas bonus and stuff and things there. So you prepare their names and send it. So if you, the senator or representative, did not send the people names for their Christmas allowance, they can get it. They can get their salary though.
So how is it structured in other ministries? Because see,
in other ministry, listen. In other ministry, the people that are working in the directors or the minister in office, they can prepare a list for the Christmas or what they call bonus.
No, forget about the Christmas bonus. Me, I'm talking directly about a monthly salary.
Yeah, their monthly salary.
That somebody will be working as a civil servant. I work in the government here. So
the human resource is responsible for their salary because they are named on the payroll.
Yeah,
the chief of finance within the ministry or the agency know about them, their salary. They can go and sign for their paycheck from there.
They should be in the government data. So how can they go hold the law because personally responsible? That's where
if you go through this thing here, you might know that maybe the Christmas bonus that they entitled to will not given to them. And the ministers or the senator or representative have their Christmas bonus and allowance and things then, and they refuse to get the people their allowance. That's where the complaint is. The complaint will not be for the salary. The complaint is now about the allowance. The people entitled to the allowance for the season. You understand?
Well, okay.
Go through it properly, you will see. We're talking about allowance. You're supposed to get the people their allowance.
That's it. Guys, let's close on this lies and then we can go. The lies, we need to close it. They just say you
actually the story actually talk about their legal salary. That's what they say. They say their legal salary. So that's why if you see me asking all the questions, it comes from that point where they say they are demanding their legal salary. So I work in the government, I know.
Yeah.
That
my
boss got nothing to do with my salary. The only thing my boss can do is, in fact, not even my boss or my boss, because I've seen it, the only thing my boss can do is she will post my pay slip in my personal email account, which is connected to my workplace. Okay, so to let me know that salary has arrived, but she got nothing to do with salary.
So, Linfa, we'll find out. We'll get somebody to explain to us why these people are protesting, if they're on salary or they're not on salary. We've gone 2 hours already, guys. Let's close up. And I just want us to close on this one. Let's just take 5 minutes and close on it.
3 hours. We're going with 3 hours.
Yeah. The government lied about this presidential villa that is being built in Foya in the bush, that it get EPS people money. And they came up with a thing today to clarify, say it's for Mano River Union people. So we know about the line government. When OAU were coming to Liberia, they found a place that was accessible for everyone to see. But how can you go build something that belongs to Mano River Union and you take it in a bush, in a jungle in Foya? And this speculation been around for a long time. So why is it now they coming up to say it's for Mano River Union that they are presidential villa? So if it's for Mano River Union, what would EPS officer be doing there to guard that place?
Because that government, you see, when can you say you're bagging the government?
No. I will name EPS. Padole is a security here. EPS, they there to protect the first and the second family. Yeah, they're not there to do mosquito police work. It's not a job. Executive mansion, the president hall, vice president hall, that their responsibility. But empty construction that is going on in Foya, what is EPS doing there protecting that empty place? And now the government say it's for monorail union. So this thing with monorail union, what it have to do with EPS? Why it can't be the national police or the military?
But I think all of them present there. I think the police is there, the military is there as well, along with the EPS. So the EPS part is wrong. They're not supposed to be there. But when you also mentioned something about the very way they push info. Now there is something in Liberia that we are being against all the time. We talk against the centralized system where everything should get be in Monrovia. So by the time you leave Pinsway, by then power Omega Tower, you're not in Liberia anymore. Okay. So
I agree with you, but does it have to be in Joseph Baka village?
Oh, so where they should put in my village?
They can put it in Linfa village.
That's a signature project by the government for the OAU. I mean for the Monorail Union. So
the thing is that particular money that they took is never shown in any budget that they're building something. So where the money came from?
Okay, all the one are selling points. All the one are selling point to argue. But when we talk about decentralization, I would have loved that, looking at in Burma village, Impulse village, or anywhere around Liberia.
Yeah, I agree. In the first place, we talk about decentralization. You don't even have proper road to go to Foya.
Road will go there.
Decentralized baby team.
Road will go there. That's the only way road will go there.
When Toba was building OAU, how they call it,
Virginia.
In Broadway area, the Virginia, they did roads. But you get road, but in the jungle, you decide to put a structure in a president village. And then you say that decentralization.
But Linva, where is your support on that? Tell us.
On what?
The construction of that structure in that end there.
Okay, first and foremost, let me make this clear. If I'm using the word if that building or if those buildings are meant for the OAU, I mean, or for the Monorail Union, I will have one question. How is the funding? Who's funding it? Is it the three, because we got Monorail Union, that 3 countries, right? I understand one other group, I know Aroko John, so that 4 countries now. So is it funded by the the Monorail Union group, or is it by the, because it doesn't make sense if it is a monorail project that Liberia will be funding and that it will be in the president's room. So I will be concerned about that. But if it is a monorail project and it's being funded by the 4 countries and it's built in Liberia, I support it. And that is not built in Monrovia, I also support it. That is built in the Leeward counties. Next time, maybe the next project or the next president that will come will say, okay, we can build it in Bogonjile, or we can build it in Pagolokuyata, or we can build it in Bongonima. Those are development. Then post argument about the road. Okay, yeah, maybe if those buildings are over there and the Monorail Union finds out that they can use that building, maybe they can have conferences along with the government of Liberia, then it will be incumbent upon any government that comes to power to say, well, no, we can't be flat, no airport in Foya. So they say, okay, and the road's not good. So they'll be compelled to build a good road to go there. So something kind of, trickle something. Okay, maybe if you stomp your toe may move, your hair can start hurting. You see it? So, but my concern is if that building is for the OAU, the Monorail Union, who's funding it? Because it's not, like Paul said, Riley, it's not reflecting any budget. So who's funding it? So those are the things that we should be questioning, but not the location.
Okay, when the story first broke, they said it was Equal. Equal came to the no. It's not. We don't know anything about it. They back off. You remember when George Weah came up with the 49 condominium, and Eugene number one said, "Oh, George Weah had the property, his son funded it," and the son said, "No, I don't know anything about it." It's the same scenario that we have here today. So they came with airport denied it. Now they've gone to Mana River Union, said that Mana River Union built out the building. But the fund does not come from Mana River Union. Who the funds coming from? That is a major question.
That's what we should be asking.
It's built in 4 years. And the Mabutu Sese Sekou decided to build a mansion in his own village.
Okay, but let me ask you one question. What if this building had been built in my village? Were people going to be still concerned about the location?
People will be concerned. How do they get there? What the quicker access to get to your village? You'll be concerned.
Let's forget about that aspect. The accessibility.
Let's ask the question. People will be concerned.
But because I'm understanding that because it's the president's home. And that's why a lot of people are questioning why his home. So I'm asking, what if it were built in my village? Will people be asking that question? And forget about the accessibility.
They will ask the question, why is that village? Because you gotta look at the accessibility of these people coming to Liberia.
Okay.
Don't say no.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. Can we trace the question the other way? What if good road?
Can I take my essay, please?
Yeah. What if good paved road are going to Foya? And that the president and the building thing that you'll be asking about accessibility?
Yes, I will ask. But Dolly will close it now, so you can have your party come and close it. We just want to close on the thing so you can go. No, you need to have the sleep.
Yeah, listen. The reason behind the construction of that properties is completely fiasco and dodgy, and when our party, the national government, the next ANC government take power, we will look into all the dodgy activity that go on to give credit to the citizens so they can be aware they think went wrong, they think went right. Because right now, the old man and his people are not thinking strictly. They're talking all kinds of tapa statements. So we will leave it, they got the power. But what we can do as a citizen of our country, if we're really serious to dig out that thing, it's very easy to know where the source of that money. It's very easy. The people that they say that is the Mana River Union, the Mana River Union got their office. They got their office. The investigator, the journalists, investigative journalists can easily go there and ask them for their yearly projects plan to get the information. So it's a very easy stuff to do it. But we talk too much, we don't take action. That's all I notice of our Liberian people. So have a lovely night. It's not difficult to know about that thing there. The show will be known like what people say. When young girls say, I'm not pregnant, you will not go backward, you will come forward. People will know it. So thank you very much for allowing me to be here tonight. Linford, Mr. Tripley, have a lovely night. Extend my greeting to your family. Thank you very much. Bye.
We know it's a time that you need to catch your sleep of money. Thanks for being on the show. Linford, let's wrap up. We've been here nearly 3 hours now. So
3 hours, yeah. But we just want to say
continue on Friday.
Yeah, we just want to say thank you very much for joining us on the show tonight. For those of you who joined for the first time, we want to say make a place your home, Moses Momolu. I think this is the first time I see your name. Also, Abu Keita. Mohammed family has been here before. Edwin Saki. Today, the first time I see you. So, but whether you're joining us for the first time today or whatever you've been here before, we want to say be here all the time. This is your home. Here we discuss the issues, we give different views. You saw what just happened. We give our views on the issues. We do not follow any particular pattern here. When other people look at it other way, you look at it other way. And sometimes we do it intentionally to raise the morale of the show, to make it like we're not just all when Paul say yes, then we all say yeah. When I say yes, no. We gotta give it. I can pretend to be like opposition on the show, or to the opposition to the ANC, opposition to CDC, opposition to UP. Okay, that anything about ANC I say is not good, anything about UP I say is not good. You know, we can do that to just make the show to look real and not to look like, you know, we just sitting there and agreeing to everything that one person says. No. We put ourselves in the shoes that what if we have one crack opposition here who will be very strong. So we gotta sometimes test ourselves in that respect. And for those of you who may comment early, or you probably the way here today, when you go, you're not come back in until I know when. But it's good that you came here today, and it's good. And Paul, it's good that you keep the international news, because that's very interesting. This is something that other platforms don't do, and we do it because we know that the world is a global village. So we're not only sitting in Norway and talking, or we in Liberia and talking only about Liberia. No, we want to check everywhere and see, because whatever affects any country affects the next. So it was good to be here tonight. We're going to be here on Friday, in just about 3 days' time, to come with some new information. Hopefully, we are not promising. Hopefully, we are trying to get 2 honorable people on the show. One has consented for the other one. Still trying to get the other one. The other one has not yet consented, but has not even replied me. And the reason why we want to bring those 2 people is that they have been at loggerhead with each other on a particular topic that they both of them disagree on. And in fact, it has even degenerated, at some point it degenerated into personal attacks. But the meat in the argument is what the bottom line wants to find out, and that's why we want to get the 2 of them here, so they can put their cases in front of the public and defend their cases. You know, so but one has actually agreed, but the other one we have not yet taken contact with that one. But if all efforts fail to get out one person, then the one that has agreed can come and make his case. So but we are not promising. I'm going to follow up, and then by Friday, you know whether that person is coming, and the team will be informed before latest by Thursday. So that's it for tonight, and we want to say thank you for joining us, and we'll be back here on Friday. Paul, you want me to take us home with music, or you got any word to say?
No, I just want to say thanks to the audience for being with us tonight. It was fascinating. We have different views on topic, and we'll be here again with another topic on Friday.
Okay, so this is how I would like to leave you home with this young promising Liberian artist.
Yeah, to those that want me die, say up then I feel. They all are yeah, crossing your way. They hold your teeth for me, they probably call away. I got grace on your night. To those that want me die, say up then I feel. They all are yeah, crossing your way. They hold your teeth for me, they probably call